Welcome back and the winner is, well, clearly in Gujarat, the winner is the BJP. It is looks like it's going to be the BJP's best ever performance actually for any party in the state in Gujarat. At the moment, the leads are 151 for the BJP.
Out of 182.
Out of 182. The worst ever performance for the Congress. It's hovering at around 20 seats at the moment. Their lowest tally before this was 33 seats. So that's the Gujarat story at the moment.
And AAP is at 7. So
it's at 7 and its vote share about, we'll come to the vote share because that's the real story.
Second, but I'm saying look at the gap between the Congress and AAP.
Yeah, quite a big gap. Himachal though, a little more interesting because it's seesawing quite a bit, so that state is still in play. The Congress is in the lead at the moment, but there are lots of seats where the margins are very, very narrow. So that's why it keeps flipping around. But as I said, the real interesting story, Vasu, is in the vote share. Take us through that.
Yes, let's look at the vote share of both parties, taking note of this huge performance by the BJP in Gujarat, Dora, because if you look at it, this is like now their 7th term, and when you hit your 7th term, you're hitting 151 like a landslide, massive. And as we were discussing, was it just opposition vote divided? Now, if you look at the vote share, what is that telling us, Dora? Look at the BJP's vote share. It is now at 55%. They've gained 6% from last time.
Yeah, and the Congress has dropped 15%.
15%.
It must be the largest drop in a long time. You can't.
And AAP has actually
13%.
got to 13%
which means
vote
now
share.
National Party.
Yeah, so this is for a party that's essentially making its debut. They did fight last time, but is that
I think it's a good performance, yeah. But the question, one needs to see whether actually it's confined to certain pockets of the state. In that case, it's even better that where they contest, they do well. They're contesting everywhere, but the odds are it's in Saurashtra, Surat, the more urban areas. I don't think they're a rural party. And the Congress probably has survived because of rural areas.
Right.
Otherwise, it could have gone down even further.
So if you look at the BJP's number, 55%, as the incumbent party, what is that telling you? It's telling you that the government, is it telling you that the popularity has gone up?
That also tells you there was no fight. The other guys opted out before the fight began.
Right.
But think about it, Vasu, this is actually so much like the left front in Bengal. Because if you remember the 2009 election that Buddhadev Bhattacharya won, it was a 3/4 majority.
Yeah.
It was a massive majority. But then, of course, replaced by the Nandigram agitation, by Hurricane Mamta, Nandigram, Shingur, and then, of course, the Mamta tsunami of 2011. So I'm just saying that, as a record for the BJP, these 7 successive terms and winning this kind of a victory is just huge. It is a huge achievement.
Right. But as also Dorab said, when one team gives the other a walkover, does that also then bring you an absolute thumper of a result like this? Let's look at now the vote share in Himachal, because that's interesting, where things are now squarely in Kante ki takkar mode. So let's put those numbers up on the screen, and there you'll see that actually Dorab, we're still on Gujarat. So let's just rotate and go to Himachal vote share. And in Himachal, the vote share is that BJP is still 44%, Congress 43%. If we just rotate, we can actually see what the gain and loss is. So the BJP is actually down 5. Yeah. Congress is up 1. But the BJP still has got that 1 percentage point advantage.
And I think the Congress is doing well because obviously majorities in some states, some seats are very, very small. And they could flip one way or the other because the vote numbers are almost the same.
Right.
So it's just a bit of flipping here and there. I think we need to wait.
But it shows you that here the government has taken a hit.
Yes,
they've lost
absolutely.
4 percentage points, and the Congress is
and it's a much more direct fight between the BJP and the Congress here. Himachal, the AAP kind of opted out.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting that you say that, Nidhi, because it would make sense for the AAP to go to Himachal. After all, it borders Punjab, where the AAP
they started,
just
they kind
registered
of
a huge win. But they didn't go to Himachal, probably calculating that the Congress was much more vulnerable in Gujarat.
Yeah.
So there was a much more vulnerable vote bank for the picking in Gujarat rather than Himachal.
As opposed to Himachal. Yeah. Now we have on screen, let's look at this graphic. These are the rebel kingmakers of
These are going to be
Himachal,
the important guys.
Which Saurabh was talking about earlier. So KL Thakur is a BJP rebel, Hoshiar Singh also BJP rebel, Ashish Kumar is a Congress rebel, Hiteshwar Singh Banjar, BJP, Rebel. So 3 out of 4 are from the BJP.
Yeah.
So, Geeta ji, would you like to make an appeal to them through the madhyam of TV? Ghar aa jaiye.
Eventually, you see,
Ghar aaja
as we were
Pardesi.
discussing earlier also, probably, it is more of, the internal dynamics in every state, in every political party. Maybe because of that they have some differences, but per se, as per their commitment to the organization is there. Whether that is going to change is something which doesn't seem so.
But I think
so it would be only, later on how it turns out to be, because they are still leads. So let's see how it plays out. But definitely, if they are going to win, I am sure that they are going to be part of the BJP only.
But think of me as a voter. I voted. Is my vote worth nothing? That's what we are saying in India, not in this case, everywhere. Is my vote worth nothing? You just walk the other side?
No, actually,
what did I do to my vote?
You see, it's, when in state selection also, and especially, in constituencies where you have a population of, it is 75% voting, which has taken place in Himachal. So that means something like 55,000, 60,000 votes, in each of the constituencies. So in that, the number of, it's more very local, like, people they know who is the candidate, they personally, large number of them they know. So it is also a vote to the individual at times,
so
because the individual,
why have you betrayed me? You said we're independent and now we walk to one party or the other.
Dorab, can I answer that?
Yeah.
That's because those same people keep getting re-elected. Every time you hear this case, that the rebels will be punished, the betrayers will be punished, the defectors are punished. Look at what happened in Goa. Right? The Congress said we won't give a seat to a single defector, made them take an oath. All the Congress defectors who went to BJP won. Then the Congress itself
has split
defected en
masse.
Yeah.
And they'll all get re-elected again.
And the question is,
it's also public.
There is no penalty.
There is no
legal penalty.
There is no penalty in the public, contrary to our notion that, you will be punished for crossing over.
Doesn't care.
Doesn't seem to
So
care.
we have totally contrasting pictures of the BJP and the Congress in Gujarat at the moment, and Tanushree Pandey is at the Congress headquarters, Ankit Tyagi is at the BJP headquarters for us in Gandhinagar this morning, well, you can see the contrast there on screen as well. Ankit, to you first, the BJP has been celebrating for a while now, but what can we expect from here on? Will top leaders come to the party office soon? Will we see the chief minister to begin with? What's expected?
I could barely hear you, Nidhi, but I think as you asked about the top leaders, what's the plan from here on? We are waiting for that. In fact, the Chief Minister and other senior leaders of the BJP are waiting to collect their certificate, and then they are expected to come here at the Kamalam headquarters in the evening. We are hearing in Delhi that the Prime Minister is also going to be at the BJP headquarters, because this is a historic victory as far as the BJP is concerned. Let me give you just a sense of the party which is taking place here at the BJP headquarters. There is a band which is playing here, and a lot of people, lot of BJP workers have started gathering as well. Just a few minutes back, there were drums at very high pitch which were going on, and this is going to go on till late in the night, we are told, because a lot of people are going to sit here and see the Prime Minister speak his speech wherever he goes in the headquarters of the BJP in Delhi. They're very, very excited about what is happening here. The historic performance by the Bharatiya Janata Party. Many of them saying that for the 7th time we have witnessed, it doesn't seem that the BJP is going to go from here for 70 years. But that is, of course, the euphoria of the BJP supporters who have gathered here. A lot of women, men, those who have in fact come and speaking to various media outlets. Let me try and get in a word from these workers, those who are. कहाँ से आए हैं आप लोग?
हम नरोड़ा से आए।
नरोड़ा से आए? हाँ। तो क्या है आपकी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में माहौल अभी?
सॉरी?
कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में क्या माहौल है?
अभी नरोड़ा में भाजपा की बहुमत जीत।
बहुमत की बड़ी में जीत।
हाँ।
तो अब रात तक यहीं रहेंगे, पार्टी चलेगी?
हाँ, पार्टी जब तक यहाँ का इलेक्शन का पूरा रिजल्ट नहीं आ रहा, तब तक हम यहाँ पे रहेंगे।
बड़े नेता कब आने वाले हैं यहाँ पे?
बड़े नेता अभी जो थोड़े हिसाब से आएंगे।
दोपहर के बाद आएंगे।
दोपहर के बाद
आप लोग का जश्न चलता रहेगा?
हाँ, यहाँ पे चलता ही रहेगा।
चलिए। So we are just waiting for the senior leaders to come Jai Shri Ram, Bharat Mata ki Jai, and along with that, Modi, Modi chants all across here at the BJP headquarters in Gandhinagar.
And Ankit, if we can ask them also a little bit about, because look, at the end of the day, when you deliver a performance like this, 150 plus seats, what is this the result of? Did the government do anything that extraordinary in the past 5 years that has delivered this?
You know, Vasu, I'll try and speak to them and try and listen to, try and ask them those questions. But I think the answer today that you are going to get is Modi, Modi, Modi. That's the relevance. That's everything as far as this entire election is concerned. Most of them are only, in fact, chanting the name of the Prime Minister. You know, at this moment, let me try and ask these women, those who are here. बहुत बड़ी जीत है बीजेपी के लिए, क्या मायने हैं इस जीत के? अब आगे क्या उम्मीद है सरकार से?
सरकार आगे बहुत अच्छा काम करेगी, जितना अच्छा काम उन्होंने किया है उससे डबल अच्छा काम करेगी और हमको हमारी बीजेपी सरकार पर पूरा भरोसा है, नरेंद्र मोदी पर हमें भरोसा है कि वो जो योजनाएं बाहर लाती है उससे बहुत लोगों को फायदे होते हैं.
You know, look at this, these complete euphoria, Modi, Modi chants, and a complete euphoria. Doesn't even matter. They don't want to talk to the media right now. All they want is to, in fact, express their happiness, and that's what we are seeing here at the headquarters. I'm so sorry, Vasu, I could not hear exactly what you said, but Modi, Modi chants have taken over everything right now.
No, fair enough, Ankit. Can't blame you. It was like a full-scale party. And like you said, Modi, Modi. So, in a sense, we got our answer to that question. What happened? Kya hua पिछले 5 साल में? It was so amazing, Modi, Modi. So,
Meanwhile, Tanushree,
says it all.
I think you can hear us very clearly because it's very quiet behind you. What does one say? What are the Congress? I mean, what's happening at the Congress office there?
That clock was still ticking. I think last time poor Tanushree checked.
Well, absolutely. Well, Vasu, sad scenes at the Congress office in Ahmedabad, and let me tell you, the clock, the iconic clock which the Congress put up, it has now been shut. You can see, I'll ask the camera person to show you that the clock which was showing time, a countdown to Parivartan, according to which the Congress said that they are going to come to power, they have now shut the clock, and now we can safely say that looks like the Congress has conceded to their loss. In fact, Mr. Mukul Vasnik and Jagdish Thakur, who's the Congress president, they have locked them inside a door. I just went inside the office to ask that, sir, where are the workers, where are the hundreds of workers of Congress party, and they said that, you know, nobody has turned up, and now they have locked them inside a door, and even the clock has now been shut, which was showing a countdown to the win of the Congress party, according to them, now is off. There is no time there. The leaders, the only 3 leaders who were there at the Congress party, they have locked them inside, and now they are not talking to the media. There was not a single worker, Vasu and Nidhi, who turned up here at the Congress office, and looked like, you know, the workers already had a sense of what is going to happen, and now it's clearly happening on the ground. Absolutely sad scenes, no noise, no loudspeaker, unlike the BJP office, and there is nobody to even show solidarity at this point of time in the Congress party. Perhaps that is something which the Congress lacked on the ground, as we have been reporting. The solid, show of strength by the BJP. On the other hand, there was no show of strength, no booth management, no workers' strength by the Congress party on the ground.
All right, so that clock is gone now. That was the clock that was counting down to Parivartan.
So finally there has been, so they've taken decisive steps.
They've taken decisive steps. The clock is down. They can't decide whether to reach Himachal or not.
What's very interesting is look at the drubbing that the Congress party is getting in Gujarat and it teetering in Himachal Pradesh. Maybe it will form the government. But in the by-polls that are being held today, the
opposition is
BJP
winning.
is doing badly. And the opposition is way ahead. Look at Dimple Yadav. Look at in UP. This is something.
Right. This is the Samajwadi Party's Dimple Yadav, who's leading in Mainpuri, where there's a Lok Sabha by-poll.
And Khatoli.
In Khatoli, the RLD is leading in Khatoli.
Yeah. So
which is an assembly by-poll. This is a BJP seat which RLD is gaining.
Rampur.
And the SP is leading in
Rampur.
Oh.
And they
which is again an assembly by-poll. Azam Khan.
If you look at Bihar, now JDU is ahead in Kurhani. And I think in Sardar Shahar, Rajasthan, Congress is ahead. In Chhattisgarh, Congress is ahead in Bhanu Pratappur. So this is the message from outside this Gujarat, and I would say outside Gujarat, but the Congress, of course, will not get it, will not get the message.
You know, I think when Mr. Modi is on the ticket, normal politics is not possible. Then politics becomes about cult, it becomes personality, it becomes emotional connect, it becomes about his enormous charisma, and then everybody else just falls by the wayside. When Mr. Modi is not on the ticket, then I think others have an opportunity. For example, in Himachal, he wasn't directly on the ticket, and so we have seen. He said, but then in that sense, he wasn't son of the soil from Himachal. You know, although he tried to make it out, but in Gujarat, he was directly like a candidate. You know, like a campaigner. And
so Gujarat will always Gujarat and Mr. Modi will always be.
But we've also seen him do that in Uttarakhand. We've seen him, you know, but when he puts himself, it doesn't always. But in the sense that sometimes he seems to elevate the party more than other leaders are able to.
Even in Odisha.
Okay, let's also go across now. BJP. Our colleague Sohit Mishra is joining us. He's at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. Sohit, is that right? In Ahmedabad, where actually, Sohit, there's some narebazi going on.
Yes, that's right, Vasu. You could hear that the people over here are raising slogans. The same party in 2017 contested from this in Gujarat. They contested in 29 seats and lost deposit in all of these seats. But now things seems to be changing. As of now, they are leading in 8 seats. Now, yesterday I was here. There were celebrations going on as well because of what happened in the MCD. Even now, there are planning being made that in the next half an hour or so, there will be celebrations going on. 2 things to celebrate. They are saying that they will be winning more than 10 seats, number 1. Number 2, that Aam Aadmi Party is going to become a national party. अभी तक तो जो रुझान आए हैं, उसमें 7 से 8 सीट ऐसे हैं जहाँ पे आप लोग लीड कर रहे हैं. अभी आगे आप लोगों को क्या लग रहा है? क्या ऐसे और सीट हैं जहाँ पे कड़ी टक्कर है? कितने सीट की उम्मीद कर रहे हैं आप लोग?
बिल्कुल, जो रुझान जिस तरह से आ रहे हैं उसमें और भी हमारे 15 से ज़्यादा उम्मीदवार जो है वो सेकंड नंबर पे चल रहे हैं और उनका मार्जिन करीबन 500 से लेके 1500 तक का है और आगे के राउंड में वो आगे भी निकल सकते हैं. तो हमें करीबन 22-25 सीटों के ऊपर तो निकल जा रहे हैं अभी.
अच्छा, अभी आप लोग यहाँ पे ये भी आप बातचीत भी कर रहे थे कि अभी कुछ समय में सेलिब्रेशन करने वाले हैं. ये सेलिब्रेशन किस चीज़ का होगा? पहले तो ये माना जा रहा था कि आम आदमी पार्टी का दावा था कि वो तो सरकार बनाएंगे, लेकिन अब जो सेलिब्रेशन करेंगे आप किस चीज़ के लिए?
देखिए, जब 6 महीने पहले यहाँ भाजपा और कांग्रेस दोनों के पार्टियों के बड़े लीडर ये बोल रहे थे गुजरात में तीसरी पार्टी चलती नहीं है. आज जब दुनिया की सबसे छोटी पार्टी जो गुजरात में मोदी और अमित शाह का जो गढ़ माना जाता है वो गढ़ को आम आदमी पार्टी ने भेदा है. मतलब उस गढ़ किले को तोड़ा है और वहाँ गुजरात की जनता 27 साल से जहाँ ये तीसरे विकल्प के सोच कर रही थी, वहाँ पे आम आदमी पार्टी एक बड़ा मुकाम हासिल कर रही है. आज गुजरात की जनता के बीच में आम आदमी पार्टी बड़ी पार्टी बन के उभर रही है और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आम आदमी पार्टी आज नेशनल पार्टी बनने जा रही है. जहां ये देख रहे थे कि आम आदमी पार्टी यहाँ पे नहीं चल सकती, वहां पे गुजरात की जनता बहुत अच्छी तरह से स्वीकार कर रही है. तो ये बड़ी उपलब्धि है आम आदमी पार्टी के लिए.
There you go, Vasu. So at a time when the Gujarat was said to be two-party state, now Aam Aadmi Party says that they are the third party and an option in front of the people. As of now, in the Election Commission's website, they have around 13% of vote. This is the same party, as I said, in 2017 that lost deposit in 29 of the 29 seats that they contested. Yes, there will be celebrations for 2 reasons: for becoming an option, as the gentleman was saying over here, and number 2, that the party will now, as per them, if they win more than 2 seats, will become the national party. So yes, the workers over here are happy and they are claiming that there are around 15 such seats where the competition is quite close with the BJP.
See, this is what makes the AAP stand out. You have to give them, I mean, they're very audacious, like I said. You know, even this has been spun into a victory.
With seven leads, you're still celebrating.
Yeah, so, you know, like, you know, they'll project it as a big win. But
also because you've come prepared for some kind of celebration, right? So why waste all that?
The Congress is shutting the
Raghav
clocks
Chadda
down.
over here. I'm looking. Where is Raghav Chadda here?
Who?
Yesterday invited
Raghav Chadda.
He'll come.
Not to worry.
But Mahasiddiqui is at the BJP headquarters in Delhi, and that is where the action will now shift. Maha, this evening the Prime Minister expected there, as is the BJP tradition.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are expecting the Prime Minister to be at the BJP headquarters around 6 p.m. At least that's the time being stated at this juncture. It could be slightly later as well if the picture in Himachal is not clear. This is traditional because the Prime Minister comes here, then the Parliamentary Board meeting will take place where the observers will be decided who will go to Gujarat and who will go to Himachal Pradesh as well in case they have any scope of making a government there. If the numbers are very close, then again Himachal becomes more important for them because then they will have to look at ways and means of being able to form a government. But since the picture is pretty much clear in Gujarat, the observers of course will be decided in that meeting. Pretty much we know that the incumbent Chief Minister is the person who was decided as the face, as the next Chief Minister, so he will continue. However, the next the processes that are to take place, all that will be decided in the Parliamentary Board meeting. But more than that, it's the optics in the evening that really are big in BJP, and that is why it becomes such a visual spectacle of sorts, because last time, earlier this year, when the 5 other states went for polls and there was a big BJP victory, we saw the Prime Minister coming in, petals were showered on him, JP Nadda was there along with him. So we are expecting probably a similar celebration, even if the numbers in Himachal are too close or they might lose that, because Gujarat, the manner in which they are going to better their best performance of 2002 from the leads that have come in and the results that are trickling in now, it appears that they are going to project this, as Kailash Vijayvargiya, the National General Secretary, told me a short while back, Vikas and Vishwas of Prime Minister Modi that he carries of the people of Gujarat. They are completely discounting the fact that it could be the votes that the Aam Aadmi Party has cut off the Congress Party that has led to such a big victory for the BJP.
All right, Maha, we'll come back to you. Thanks very much indeed. We've got PKD Nambiar also joining us. A political analyst, supports the BJP. Supriya Srinath of the Congress is here with us. So, Supriya, in Himachal, look at that, by the way, now
37.
Congress 37. Congress 37.
For the first time it's gone
first
beyond.
Time they have now have got a little bit of a buffer over the simple majority, which is certainly welcome because the others, the rebels, have fallen. And we'll come to Himachal in a second, Supriya, but Gujarat, complete debacle?
No, I will come to Himachal first and then I will ask
Okay.
Fair enough.
Like a good former TV anchor, you pick your headline. All right, Supriya.
So I think Himachal is showing the way the wind is blowing as far as democracy in this country is concerned. I'm very happy about the Himachal result. I also believe the tally will be a lot higher than what we are seeing right now. I'm particularly relieved that Himachal has voted for issues that matter, issues that really pertain on the ground. Let's come to Gujarat. And yes, that is the elephant in the room that most in the Congress do not want to talk about today, but I will. And yes, it has been extremely disappointing. I think the Congress and I think all of us need to sit down and reinvent and reimagine how Gujarat needs to be fought. Our campaign had to be more spirited. We perhaps had to embolden the local leadership a lot more. I think we need to get more, fresh faces in. All of that said, and I am taking this on my chin and I'm saying that with absolute humility that yes, the winner takes it all, but do the issues of Gujarat cease to exist? There are 40 lakh people who are unemployed. There are 22 paper leaks. Morbi, where 137 people died. The BJP has won all seats. People are reeling under price rise. That doesn't seem to be an issue in Gujarat. 1 second. All I'm saying is that while the winner does take it all, do issues cease to exist in Gujarat?
But did you guys even fight this election in Gujarat? You were not there on the ground. The Congress, it was like the Congress gave up the Gujarat election even before it happened, even before the first vote was cast. Rahul Gandhi went for 1 day.
No, I disagree with that and I dispute that. I think Gujarat was fought with a lot of coordination. There were local people who were made in charge. Raghu Sharma ji was in charge. I don't think the Gujarat was not fought. Gujarat didn't go our way, and of course now many loopholes will be picked and many accusations will be hurled at. In the same gusto, we should be told that Himachal was fought very well, but nobody is telling us that. The question that I want to raise is that I'm not making excuses.
Hold on, Supriya. I actually think that argument can be made that in Himachal, the Congress did put up some semblance of a fight, but also helped by the fact that Himachal has this kind of anti-incumbency rotational strike. Gujarat doesn't. It's been BJP for 30 years. And frankly, this is not a narrative that you guys didn't fight. I was there. Many people were on the ground. Your own leadership admitted that you simply didn't get your campaign in order. There were various reasons. Ahmed Patel passed away, Rajiv Sata passed away, etc., etc. But you had 5 years to build on your performance from 2017. You didn't do that.
Vasu, I think, I mean, I'm being honest with you. I have been very honest on this show to say, I put my hand on my heart and say, it's been an excruciating defeat, and I think we will take some time to recover from that in Gujarat. But we will have to recover. We will have to reimagine. We will have to reinvent. There is no denying that. The point that I was going to next, because I see a lot of euphoria and disproportionate coverage that is always given to the Aam Aadmi Party. Why is the Aam Aadmi Party not being questioned in Gujarat, and why are they not being questioned in Himachal? I remember the big road shows that Arvind Kejriwal did and the amount of resources that were deployed there. What happened to the AAP in Himachal? What has happened to the AAP in Gujarat?
We are questioning.
But also, but you guys actually have a stake in Gujarat. Your vote share is much more. You've been the principal opposition. You actually put up a good fight in the last election. You kept the BJP tally to 99. So the point is, what happened between 2017 and 2022, where instead of building on that, you have gone backwards, and how?
I think multiple factors. I will not deny that, yes, the election went horribly wrong in Gujarat. I think multiple factors. The fact that we could not perhaps, you know, emerge from the loss of an Ahmed Patel or Rajiv Satam, who were looking at things very closely in Gujarat. The fact that there was some amount of rumbling within the local leadership in Gujarat. The fact that, you know, there was disproportionate media coverage for the Aam Aadmi Party and BJP, and we could not capture that space.
No, the last point is that's not
lot of venoms I've already got.
That last point was simply a function of Aam Aadmi Party ended up getting coverage, Supriya, partly because there was no opposition, right? They were the only ones who were trying to create some kind of a noise. Yes, it was towards the end. They were the only ones who were appearing to stare the BJP in the eye.
So, Vasu, you and I both know a serious player they were from day one, and what kind of disproportionate coverage and commentary they were getting. I'm not going to get into the, you know, the loopholes of that, but I accepted by saying that yes, we need to reimagine Gujarat. And
okay, Bhaskar Da, yes, Bhaskar Da of the BJP is here with us.
Also.
So I think I was just hearing a very an important note by the Congress spokesperson, but I am asking her, if there is no development in Gujarat, then how the Gujarat is now today about $300 billion of economy, how they are having a 7% of the GDP, 28% of the exports. It's not all of a sudden. Now, second, as far as her allegation is concerned, there is a nexus between this and that. Why don't you understand that from 77 you're sliding to almost to a single-digit figures? So you have to introspect that what is happening to Congress is almost going to an ceremonial outgo over there. And on the other side, the development of Gujarat in the last 10 years, if you see any of the indexes of developments, it is going up and up.
Okay, let her rebut. She wants to rebut. Yes.
1 second, Vasu.
Rebut. Yes.
Actually, it is not going up, sir. Just for your information here, on every human development, Gujarat trails the national average. It trails 30 odd states in this country. Whether it is infant mortality
22% of the export, madam. 7.6%.
One at a
time. I did not rebut when you were talking. You can keep talking about exports and industry ad nauseum. I'm talking about the human development indices, and on that, Gujarat trails the rest of this country. Whether it is the infant mortality rate, whether it is, you know, the stunted and wasted children in this country, Gujarat trails them all. Gujarat trails this country as far as female literacy is concerned. What are you talking about?
Well,
yes, you may have won this election today and you may come here with some gusto, but the issues of Gujarat don't go away. There are 22 paper leaks that have happened. There are 40 lakh people who are unemployed.
The voters of Gujarat clearly are looking at things from a very different prism, which we'll come to in just a second. Jasmine Shah, Aam Aadmi Party.
Just quick breaking news before that, Nidhi, that Jairam Thakur
has won his seat.
Himachal Chief Minister, BJP, has won his seat from Siraj.
So, Jasmine Shah, just to get your take first on the Gujarat performance, a 13% vote share approximately at the moment.
They are 32 in 33 seats. They are number 2.
So in 33 seats, you're number 2,
and they won. They are leading in
about 7 at the moment in Gujarat. So
33 seats, number 2. Aam Aadmi Party.
Is this realistically what you expected, or is this a bit underwhelming?
Absolutely not, Nidhi. I think there's a lot of positives we take from this performance. You know, mind you, and I was hearing to Supriya with some amusement that Aam Aadmi Party has got some unfair share of media coverage. Mind you, we were banned by the media in Gujarat. BJP and Congress jointly told the media that if Aam Aadmi Party is going to appear on TV, we will not sit beside them. They were in arms together to make sure that there is no third person in the party that they have been enjoying for the last 75 years, 80 years in Gujarat. We have a lot of positives to take in a place where we know this is the Gad, as we say, a fort, a killa of BJP. In the first attempt, if we are able to get a 15% vote share with all the factors working against us, and then that's a huge victory. The people of Gujarat have shown us a lot of love. We are very thankful to them. At the same time, it is important for national politics because with this performance, Aam Aadmi Party has become a national party. And it is very befitting that it is Gujarat, a place which is today, hailed as the model of BJP's development model, where Aam Aadmi Party has got such warm reception. We are a very young party. No party has managed to become a national party in India in just 10 years, which Aam Aadmi Party has.
But,
so I think it portends of the time to come where BJP is going to face a very tough contest against Aam Aadmi Party and Congress is going to recede.
Okay, but Jasmine, at the same time, would you concede that you did come in with a certain degree of momentum, but you still had to create a state level structure, right? It can't just be on the back of Arvind Kejriwal. The slogan in Gujarat was similar to Punjab, that Ek Moka Kejriwal nu slogan was adapted for Gujarat, but at the state level of your leadership, whether you took of Ishudan Gadvi, who's a former TV anchor, who you put as one of your top leaders, Gopal Italia, Patel Andolan, these may be within their limited pockets prominent, but not enough to make you a serious contender.
I don't think, Vasu, the faces beyond a point, see, we don't want to necessarily run after established politicians. You would remember in Punjab or even in Delhi, when Aam Aadmi Party won with a sweeping victory, we didn't have too many big faces. Of course, there was Bhagwant Mann in Punjab, but you look at the other leadership, barely anybody knew their names. So it is the people who came together. There was a mood for change. Now we are seeing the early winds of change in Gujarat. 15%, 14% vote share. It's not a small one. You cannot ignore it. We are very certain in 5 years, when the elections are held again, this is going to turn into a huge tsunami of change, if you will. And this is only an entry, a huge entry for Aam Aadmi Party. And faces like Ishudan Gadvi, I would not say they are popular only in pockets. He is one of the most popular TV anchors. He is known to be an anti-establishment voice right from the early days of his career.
Like Nidhi, you mean? See, TV anchors may not have become CMs yet, Nidhi. So I know I don't know where you're thinking of. no, because if you're thinking, looking at Ishudan Gadvi, maybe. So.
That is the beauty of our democracy.
But Jasmine, just on a serious note, the fact is you also gave up on the Himachal campaign. Now, why did that happen? Because you're there in Himachal, but it completely fizzled out. Why?
It is not that, Nidhi. I think the party has a lot to learn from the verdict in Himachal. See, we are a very small party of meager resources. Even the last time around when we won Punjab, we didn't get great results in Uttarakhand, for example. So it is always a start. We have to make a start in every state. In some states, we make a bumper entry like we have done in Gujarat. We can very much fancy forming the government next time, since this time we haven't. But the kind of love and reception people have given us in Gujarat. Similarly, in Himachal, we will analyze which are the pockets, what are the things. Is it a state leadership issue? Are there other issues that we should be addressing? So we will go back to square one. If we have entered a state, we certainly respect the fact that many people, that you'll still see some good vote share for us, and we will build upon that.
Okay, but talking of Himachal, just look at the numbers now from Himachal, because the Congress is now pulling away. The Congress is now at 39. That is now 4 over the the majority mark of 35, and the BJP has now slipped to 26. So that's now a gap of 4
and
plus
the Congress
9.
may actually
15.
end up at its predicted 40, which is what they're predicting, isn't it, for themselves?
Who's predicting 40?
The Congress.
Ah, fine.
Yeah.
Oh, the Congress is predicting for itself.
Yeah, for itself 40.
Supriya,
so it may just actually end up at 40.
Supriya, just wanted to ask you, because there are lots of close seats in Himachal that are still flipping, and what about the Congress's central observers for Himachal? Have they gone? Are they leaving? What is the plan in case this ends up being a little closer than you may like?
No, so the central observers for the Congress, Mr. Baghel, the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, is very much there, and Mr. Shukla is there as well, the General Secretary in charge of Himachal. I think we will end up with more than 40 seats when the tally is finally written for the hill state.
Okay, because at the moment, you are already at 30. That's pretty Dorab. Now, if you look at that, because I'm guessing now that we are reaching fairly now deep into the rounds of counting, right?
We're probably halfway there, 50-60%.
We're about 50-60%. So
with
this
long way to go.
Right, but even with the close contest, would you say that now the Congress is becoming a little safer as far as Himachal is concerned?
Obviously, with more seats you become safer, but look at the vote margins. You got them on the right-hand side. Such small numbers, 95, 160, 835, whoever it is. There are 60-70,000 people, Basu, in a constituency. 70% vote. So the turn around 70%. So 50,000 votes. In a 50,000 votes thing, you're leading by 1,000, 1,500.
Okay, so just to tell our viewers, what we have on our screen are all the close contests in Himachal, where the vote margin is what, Dorab? Less than 2,000 votes? Is that
these are so far most
around 2,000, less than that.
So 2,000 or less?
Yeah, pretty much. One is 2,034, but yeah, around that time. Very close margins.
Okay, so you've got some seats where it's only 900 something votes, 1,000 votes, etc.
And don't forget, the lowest ones are the ones where Congress is leading. 923, 1,012. The ones with the low margins where Congress is leading.
So
it appears
seats with 95, 97.
It would appear, Dorab, that Aam Aadmi Party is hurting the Congress party in Himachal also. It's got a small vote share, 2 to 4%.
1% is what goes so far. 1%.
1% vote share.
So 1% may not be significant enough, but Dorab, these close contest seats are how many approximately? There are about 22,000 odd seats, it looks like.
I would think so.
So these are the close. Okay, so that's still. That's a sizable number.
Yeah, but I think last time also there were some a dozen odd seats which were won by very small margins in Himachal. 20 seats were won by very small, less than 1,000 votes.
17% of the seats, which is 1/4, won with a margin of less than 5%.
Yeah.
1/4 of all seats, of which there were, and of those I think 10 or 12 were Congress and a few were BJP. The majority were Congress last time.
So the Congress is now heading into a safer zone in Himachal, is likely to now form the government in Himachal. Can we say that?
There's some possibility.
There's a possibility.
How many rounds have been over there?
We don't. See,
what's
happening now is that postal is coming in the middle. Yeah. Nobody now tracks rounds because
it's too early.
Actually we had information from our desk that 15 rounds, Himachal had completed 15 rounds.
Himachal can't complete 15 rounds. Each constituency has to complete a certain number of rounds.
Okay. So I asked how many rounds, I was told 15.
That's nothing for Himachal.
Neerja Chaudhary is with us as well. Neerja, just sort of looking at the bigger trends emerging from today, a devastating defeat in Gujarat for the Congress, maybe a win in Himachal. What is the big takeaway for you for the Congress and of course certainly for the BJP, which seems to be sort of invincible, at least as far as Gujarat is concerned?
I think, the BJP, I would have said suppose it was down 1 or 2%, and yet had got a larger share of the seats, it would have been a different story. But up its vote share.
You're talking of Gujarat.
Gujarat, by 6, 7, 8%, whatever it turns out to be, that is a commendable performance. And I think we need to look at why. This phenomenon called Modi phenomenon, I think maybe we haven't fully understood it. Having said that, if you look at it, one is not really surprised. Partly because the Congress gave up before the fight started, partly because it was a triangular fight, and the third element was more credible than possibly Gujarat Parivartan Party and the likes of them in the past. Gujarat has had no appetite for third force.
Yes.
So that being the case, and then Modi himself pulling out all stops. 30 odd rallies, road shows, when they know they are winning and yet have an appetite for the victory. Now that kind of zeal is something that the opposition has to
the interesting thing, one second, I just want to, the interesting thing though.
Can I make a very small point, please?
So we are coming. The interesting thing is that nobody is talking about the performance of the state government, right? You delivered this thumping victory, and I'm yet to hear any credible intervention on what is this amazing, because you have to assume you've done some amazing work, right, for past 5 years.
Lack of credible opposition. That credibility is the question.
No, Srinivas, here I just want to make a relevant point here.
It is lack of credible opposition.
Yes.
But it is also,
so where is the great...
मोदी पे भरोसा मोदी ने ये किया है हमारे लिए.
I have to
and therefore even though you have 3 changes in the chief ministers and people say Gujaratis say we are going to vote for the BJP, but had there not been a Modi,
bharosa has nothing to do with state government performance.
That's exactly.
So
that's exactly
not the state government.
I just want to mention one point. I'm sorry. Now, 6 months back there was a huge hue and cry that the entire cabinet is changed. So what will happen? As far as performance is concerned, it's not only Modi, I'm telling you. Modi is maybe the center point over there, but those political pundits are told this kind of tickets was not given to the old candidates. This was the defectors over there. They told the entire cabinet is changed. In spite of the fact, today Gujarat is...
genuinely asking.
Sorry?
I'm saying, can you name 3 schemes, projects, something past 5 years?
I'm giving you the indexes.
No,
the GDP
not the
indexes.
Please don't do that.
Now
Don't do that.
This is the parameters of growth.
Indices are historic.
I can go item to item, industry to industry.
No. That is historic.
It is about $280 billion. $280 billion economy is not a joke.
That is a historic advantage Gujarat has always had. It's one of our high growth states.
I'm talking 21, 22. It is not a 10 years back. Today also Gujarat is reporting the highest growth. Ease of doing business is number 2 in India.
Sir,
today it is having 7.6% of the GDP.
This is all historic. Sir.
This is the state government performance. That's what I'm answering you.
Sir, how can I?
This is the state government performance as of date.
Supriya wants to jump in. Go ahead, Supriya.
Okay. I just have 2 points to make. You know, everybody is saying Mr. Modi turned it around and he did so many rallies in Gujarat. Yes, he did, and yes, he pulled all stops. But he pulled all stops in Himachal as well. He told the Himachalis, he told Himachalis the vote is for me. And if we don't win here, it will be my humiliation. He talked about his days in Himachal as a pracharak and then of course the secretary in charge. What about that? So the victory is all his and the vanquished will be people in Himachal. That cannot be the case, right? At some stage we will have to apportion.
I think we are going Himachal in neck-to-neck position. We are yet to comment on this at this point of time. Let us wait.
It's a bit clearer than neck-to-neck at the moment. Little bit.
May I answer Mr. Ghosh on the economy, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Dora, please.
30%, 20% of the country's exports. Gujarat is a state that has grown predominantly by huge investments in ports, in the world's largest refinery. Since his refinery is in Jamnagar.
Again,
now
you're talking in favor of a success only.
No, please listen to me. Give me a chance also.
Sure.
So the question is what do? They import oil, they refine it, to send it out. The ports, I'm just saying that Gujarat, but if you see how many employees in Jamnagar, 10,000. So the question is Gujarat is creating large, huge industries, which unfortunately do not create employment. You heard of a man called Arvind Panagriya? You know him? He writes an article in the Economic Times. He says, for every 1 job that Reliance creates, he wrote in the Economic Times, it takes $2.3 million.
Right.
For the same amount of money, Shlok Exports, which is the largest garment exporter in the country, creates 256 jobs. So what should be incentivizing? Gujarat has huge industries that creates the GDP. Gujarat has a higher proportion of industry than almost any other state in the country. It's an industrialist in terms of industry, agriculture and services. It's very large because of these huge projects, but they don't create employment. And employment is a problem in Gujarat. I know Gujarat, I was born there, I know that.
Unemployment is down by 3.9%. And what you're talking to Ram, let me tell you, the total population of Gujarat and per capita income is one of the highest.
Yes.
And that's what the success story of Gujarat.
Per capita is because of Ambani and Adani.
No. It's not Ambani and Adani.
I simply asked you what happened in the past 5 years.
From industry, I know it's across industry.
How do you create it?
I just want to make a short point.
Rajasthan, what is the unemployment rate over
But
there?
you're not comparing.
Let us just go and say,
So Rajasthan is a Bimaru
GDP
state.
in Gujarat, Rajasthan does not have
Rajasthan
that
is a
huge
Bimaru
GDP.
state still.
So how can you compare apples and oranges?
Nobody can hear.
One second, we're all time out. We're all talking at the same time. We're all talking at the same time. One second.
PKD Nambiar of the BJP is with us. PKD, sorry we couldn't come to you earlier.
No problem.
Respond, firstly, congratulations on the phenomenal performance in Gujarat. Really commendable. But to Supriya's point, that if, as your own, BJP supporters, members are saying that the credit is to Mr. Modi, that it was on the back of his performance trust that it's the Gujarat victory, then what about Himachal?
Exactly.
Where he personally asked people to vote for him.
Credit goes to the BJP led by Mr. Modi. That is the way I would like to put it. But one thing I'll tell you to Supriya ji, I think I must congratulate her for her courage. On even a day like this, she is so strong, and I think except she is not in the right party, I think she is one of the finest spokesperson India could have ever produced. So, my friend, it's superb. One thing I'll tell you.
The party is doing well in Himachal, so it's okay.
Also, PKD, BJP is celebrating in Himachal. We're getting some pictures. This is apparently from Mandi in Himachal. BJP is celebrating. We're not quite sure why.
That is individual celebrations whenever
Vasu, can I give my one statement? Then of course.
Yes.
So the one thing is very clear. There is in our elections in India is not fought silently. It is with a fanfare, and this is clearly evident in the case of Congress. The silent. Kind of an election campaigning in Gujarat, it's completely demolished by now. There is nothing called a silent election campaign. It is completely all out. That is, it has to be a celebration of election. 27 years later, again, one party is able to come back. I think remarkable. I think maybe we may only have one, maybe the Bengal, that is also going to, the history only have one such kind of things in Bengal. But today it is going to be another one. I think we should talk about it more and more. That will lead to a very positive democracy in the times to come.
No, but what about the Modi factor? No, what about the Modi factor, PKD? Does this expose the limits of that argument about the Modi factor, that it may work in some cases, it may not work in others?
No, the Modi wave continues. In fact, despite the kind of a character Himachal do have as a skill state, whether it is in Uttarakhand or Himachal or in Kerala, some of these states, they keep changing the governments. Despite that, the BJP is almost in the neck to neck, and you don't know, maybe after some time, you will find after 2 hours, we will be discussing the Himachal is also going to the BJP way. So I think let's just wait for another 1 hour, 2 hour vote.
Share is almost equal.
9,500 or 200 votes. The difference of the margin is there. Most important thing is that the Congress Mukt Bharat, so far it has been a slogan. Now Congress in a self-destruction mode, which I believe that the Congress Mukt Bharat is now becoming a reality. So I think Congress is now an NGO.
PKD, they may win Himachal. They may win a state, boss. Just wait a bit.
43% equal share of votes.
With all due respect.
No, I'm saying you asked us to wait before writing off the BJP in Himachal. I think you should wait before writing off Congress.
They're
10 seats ahead.
I just want to also react to
Supriya and then Neerja. Yes.
Just a very small point. Himachal and the polls that are happening in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, 6 states. Should I say the BJP is a flop? Should I say the BJP's obituary should be written in these states? I mean, these are elections. Let's not get carried away. I'm humble enough to accept that we have performed badly in Gujarat and we need to
Mr. Nambiar, let her finish, please.
I am humble enough to say you've done phenomenally well in Gujarat. And yes, we have a lot to think and ponder over. But let's not get carried away by results, because if we do, then there are 6 states where you're scoring a big 0.
All right.
So, let's not get carried away.
Neerja Chaudhary, before we take a break.
I agree with Supriya, the point she made, that every state is voting differently. You know, if you look at Himachal is a takkar, the MCD election was taken by AAP. And if you go further back, Punjab was taken by Congress. If you go further back, 2018, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh were taken. Mr. Modi was a constant factor here. So I think we need to go deeper into an explanation of what is, the Modi magic is there. It's possible without that Modi magic, BJP would have done worse in Himachal or in the other states. Certainly he makes up for the BJP's shortfall. But I think the answers our analysis has to go deeper than that, as I say, to understand this phenomenon called Modi.
No, but isn't there a fairly also a possible simple explanation to this, that wherever you have a contest, right, wherever the BJP is given a proper contest, unlike what happened in Gujarat, then you can either hold the BJP or even defeat them. But when you don't fight them, or when you throw in the towel,
or where the opposition is united,
or where the opposition is united. If you throw in the towel, you're going to get a result like this.
Is united, they've done more than 50%. How do you explain that?
I think what happens is when she's saying dive deeper, you know, the point is that we create, the government, whatever, somebody creates a feeling of insecurity in the country. And then they say, here is the Messiah who will make you secure. This is nationalism. You should be voting for this. That's one. If you go back to Monday, where we're just seeing the results.
Where is insecurity?
One second.
Where is insecurity?
I'll just finish. In Monday, there was Pulwama that had happened, and the gentleman, Mr. Sharma, was won by lakhs and a huge amount of margin, and this now the gentleman from BJP is still ahead. Well, what I would like to say is, when you talk about, for instance, unemployment, brass tacks, which Mr. Ghosh is not talking about, take the Statue of Unity. Over there, employment has been created for tourism, but the Adivasis are not part of the party that much, because it's been left out.
All right.
Small point. But just one small point. Let me make one small point.
We are having a good cycle.
One small
Back
point.
in just a couple of minutes with much more.
And everyone can make their points then. Okay, welcome back. We're just hitting 12 o'clock, and the big breaking story now is very clear that the BJP has made a historic number, hit a historic number in Gujarat. It's a whopping landslide for the BJP. 153 seats out of 182, the highest by any party in Gujarat. And coming at the end of 7 terms, extraordinary. The Congress completely collapsing in Gujarat. And 6 results are also out from Gujarat. What we're showing you so far is leads, and all 6 are going to the BJP. The Aam Aadmi Party opening its account in Gujarat with just at the moment 6 seats. And now, Nidhi, the focus is also on Himachal, where the story is still looking interesting.
Evolving.
The Congress evolving is a better description. The Congress is now at 37, just 2 over the majority mark. The BJP, which was in par, appears to have lost at 28, but
lots of seats still in
neck
play.
and what do you prefer? Neck and neck, touch and go, can't take it
takkar.
Could go either way.
All the cliches, you can just trot them out. But there are seats with where the margins are what, 1,000, 2,000, some seats 97, 98.
Yes,
Dorab, that's still going on?
That was the earlier round, but
So
even now
what
the
is it
margins are pretty small.
They're pretty small margins. So this could still flip, you're saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Quite
absolutely.
a bit.
I wouldn't be surprised 15, 20 seats can flip.
It could go either way, Dorab, or
yes,
one or the
yes,
other?
Yes.
Wow. So Himachal
So
is
if your
still
margin
very
of
much in play.
1,000, whoever you are, you could lose that margin of 1,000.
But if you're a shrewd Gujarati, which you are, who would you put your money on right now in Himachal?
See, because I'm a shrewd Gujarati, I don't put my money on anybody.
Good answer. Good answer.
That's right. I put others' money.
Well, the Aam Aadmi Party, of course, there was a lot of focus on their campaign, and Vasu, as you said, they have, a very modest in terms of seats debut in Gujarat, and about a 13% vote share, which is not bad considering that this was the first serious election they fought in the state. Senior MP of the party, Sanjay Singh, has just reacted to these results and leads. Let's listen in.
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो मैं इस जनादेश का सर झुका के सम्मान करते हुए गुजरात की जनता को हृदय की गहराइयों से बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के नेतृत्व में आम आदमी पार्टी को गुजरात की जनता ने राष्ट्रीय दल बनाने का काम किया है। 10 वर्षों में हिंदुस्तान की सबसे तेजी से बढ़ने वाली पार्टी आम आदमी पार्टी है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के नेतृत्व में आज आम आदमी पार्टी राष्ट्रीय दल बन गया है। ये एक बहुत बड़ी सफलता है। इसके लिए गुजरात के लोगों को हृदय से धन्यवाद और शुभकामनाएं। चुनाव का जो परिणाम आया है, अभी तक लगभग 15% वोट शेयर आएंगे इस चुनाव में। आप सब लोग जानते हैं कि मोदी जी और अमित शाह जी का गढ़ है गुजरात। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की प्रयोगशाला है गुजरात। 27 वर्षों से गुजरात में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का शासन है और उस किले को भेदना कोई आसान काम नहीं था। और पहले चुनाव के हिसाब से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी के उस गढ़ में भेद किया है। आम आदमी पार्टी ने उस गढ़ को भेदा है। मैं समझता हूं कि इसको एक सकारात्मक दृष्टि से उत्साहजनक फैसले के रूप में लेना चाहिए। आज देश के आम आदमी पार्टी के सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को और देश की जनता को हृदय से बधाई, शुभकामनाएं। आपने आम आदमी पार्टी को राष्ट्रीय दल बनाया और आगे का सफर और मजबूती और तेजी के साथ हम लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे।
गुजरात में आप लोगों का ये कहना था कि सेकंड पार्टी तौर पर हम उभरेंगे, लेकिन सेकंड पार्टी तो नहीं, अभी थर्ड पार्टी हो रही है।
देखिए, अब इसकी आप बात करेंगे तो बहुत डिटेल में मैं पूरी तैयारी करके आया हूं। कहिए तो एक एक करके बता दूं। देखिए, कोई भी राजनीतिक दल चुनाव हारने के लिए चुनाव नहीं लड़ता। हर पार्टी चुनाव जीतने के लिए चुनाव लड़ती है। अगर आप इस तरह से देखेंगे तो भारत के गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी, जिनको राजनीति का चाणक्य माना जाता है, 2018 के बाद 11 चुनाव में उनके दावे गलत साबित हुए। दिल्ली को लेकर उनका दावा गलत साबित हुआ, हरियाणा को लेकर गलत साबित हुआ, महाराष्ट्र को लेकर गलत साबित हुआ, बंगाल को लेकर गलत साबित हुआ, बहुत सारे चुनाव में बिहार को लेकर गलत साबित हुआ। तो उनके दावे गलत साबित हुए। भारत के प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद बंगाल जाते हैं। 2016 में 3 सीटें उनको मिली। जब वो 2019 में भारत के प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में जमकर मेहनत करते हैं आंध्र प्रदेश में, 173 सीटों पे, सभी सीटों पे भारतीय जनता पार्टी की जमानत जब्त होती है। 0.8% वोट मिला था आंध्र प्रदेश में 2019 में बीजेपी को। 40 साल तक बीजेपी को केरल में 1 सीट मिली है। सभी चुनाव में 0-0 सीट मिली, इस बार भी 0 सीट मिली। 40 साल तक तमिलनाडु में भारतीय जनता पार्टी को मात्र 8 सीटें मिली अलग अलग मौकों पे, बाकी सारे चुनाव में 0-0 सीटें मिली। तो हम एक नई भारत की सबसे तेजी के साथ उभरती हुई पार्टी हैं। मैं तो इस बात की प्रसन्नता और खुशी जाहिर करूंगा, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के नेतृत्व में आज आम आदमी पार्टी राष्ट्रीय दल बन गई है। आज आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता इस बात से उत्साहित है, खुशी है कि 10 वर्षों में इतना बड़ा सफर हम लोगों ने तय किया है।
Okay, so Sanjay Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party there saying that now at least the Aam Aadmi Party is a national party. So that's their big takeaway from what otherwise has been a very disappointing performance in Gujarat.
Probably their target. If one did not know the result of Gujarat and if one was hearing Mr. Sanjay Singh, it appeared as if they have won the election of Gujarat.
That we want to thank the people of Gujarat.
That is the best consolation prizes they can get it now.
And I just wanted to just discuss the point that Nirja ji had made regarding that this we need to understand, unfold the this Modi phenomena, and Nalini ji mentioned that it is like projecting someone as a messiah and something that everything is in danger, but we can't, and especially with respect to what happened in Balakot, and we lost 46 soldiers were killed in that.
Yes.
It is important to note that we need to acknowledge at least that the Prime Minister, as in his able leadership, we did strike over at Balakot, and this is something that you can't just belittle it by saying that it is we are trying to that the elections are being won over
incidentally
it is
sorry,
what is the
that the Gandhis it appear are going to take a break because it's Mrs. Sonia Gandhi's birthday tomorrow, and I believe she and Priyanka Gandhi have landed up in Ranthambore. Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra is in Rajasthan at the moment. So on this completely other level, that is what is happening as far as the Congress is concerned.
You're just envious, basically. You also want to
Would
be in
rather
Ranthambore,
be or anywhere but here, as they say. But
well, drew the short straw, sir.
But all right, we have our reporter
time for an intervention, or
just after this.
After
our
this.
reporter Vedant has been parked outside the Himachal Chief Minister's residence since this morning. And Vedant, what update do you have for us from there? It's still flipping around quite a bit, but the Congress has the edge.
He's won though. Jairam Thakur
himself has won, yes.
The Chief Minister has won from his seat in Rajbaria.
That's right. Yeah, so I'm here at the BJP headquarters now, which was completely silent through the morning. We spoke to the BJP president also, but I'm now joined by a couple of Karyakartas. Little, some excitement here after Jairam Thakur's, win. But let me get in a word from you, sir. ये बताइए कि अब कहीं ना कहीं लग रहा है कि कांग्रेस लगभग 37 सीटों पर आगे है और कहीं ना कहीं अब वो कांटे की टक्कर से आगे बढ़कर अब कहीं ना कहीं लग रहा है क्लियरली कि कांग्रेस मे फॉर्म द गवर्नमेंट. तो इस पर क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप?
इसमें ऐसा है, पिछली बार 500 से 1000 का मार्जिन और 1000 से 5000 तक का मार्जिन 17 सीटें ऐसी थी. और हिमाचल में जब तक लास्ट राउंड पूरा नहीं होता मार्जिन बड़ा कम होता है और कभी भी हम आगे जा सकते हैं.
जी, और काफ़ी सारे कार्यकर्ता ऑल्सो हियर. आप लोग बताइए कि मैं देख रहा था कि आप लोग जो रेबल्स का लीड्स हैं वो बड़े क्लोजली फॉलो कर रहे थे और बीजेपी रेबल्स की कहीं ना कहीं होप कर रहे थे, उनकी विक्ट्री आप बहुत क्लोजली उसको फॉलो कर रहे थे. तो उसका क्या रीज़न है?
नहीं, देखिए अभी भी जो बहुत सी 4 से 5 सीटें ऐसी जिनमें बहुत क्लोज मार्जिन है और वो नेक टू नेक फाइट चली है. कभी एक ऊपर आ रहा है, कभी दूसरा ऊपर आ रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है. जो रेबल्स थे वो उन लोगों ने अपनी लड़ाई लड़ी है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता ने अपनी लड़ाई लड़ी है, लेकिन अंततः जो 4-5 सीटों पर अभी फाइट चली हुई है, देखते हैं. अभी तो रिजल्ट फाइनल आया नहीं है. जैसे रिजल्ट आएगा उसके बाद जो भी संभावना होगी देखेंगे. लेकिन ये जरूर है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी को अच्छी सीटें मिली हुई हैं.
आप जो अभी मैंने देखा कि आप रेबल्स का आप लोग सब यहाँ पर काफ़ी क्लोजली फॉलो कर रहे थे और कहीं ना कहीं चाहे KL ठाकुर हो चाहे आशीष शर्मा, आप ये क्यों होप कर रहे हैं कि वो जीते? इसकी रीजनिंग मुझे समझाइए.
नहीं, ऐसा तो नहीं हम होप कर रहे हैं कि रेबल्स जीते. हम तो कह रहे हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता जीते. तो जो भी जीत करके आएगा भारतीय जनता पार्टी में उसका स्वागत है. लेकिन जहाँ तक भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने बहुत अच्छी लड़ाई लड़ी है, जहाँ मुख्यमंत्री जी 27,000 प्लस वोटों से जीते हैं. बहुत से हमारे कार्यकर्ता और प्रत्याशी ऐसे रहे हैं जो 10,000 प्लस वोटों से जीते हैं. अभी 4 से 5 सीटों का चल रहा है. जैसे उसका रिजल्ट आएगा, आने के बाद ही हम कुछ कह सकते हैं. लेकिन ये है कि रेबल्स ने अगर बहुत अच्छे वोट लिए हैं तो वो भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता हैं. और जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं को टिकट मिला था उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी लड़ाई है. ऐसा नहीं है, मार्जिन बहुत कम है, नैरो है. और अभी भी जब तक अंतिम जो है रिजल्ट नहीं आ जाता तब तक हम कुछ कह नहीं.
राइट, सो दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट वासु, बिकॉज ही सेड दैट इवन दोस पीपल, इवन द BJP rebels, ultimately where will they go? And that is something that that is a feeling that is that we get from across BJP karyakarta spokespersons. That's something that will be to watch out for, really.
All right. The mood in Himachal. Let's now actually go across to Yogendra Yadav, who normally we would have had on with us from the morning, but he is a Padyatri these days. He's with the Bharat Jodo Yatra. He's joining us live from Rajasthan. Nidhi and Dorab. Yogendra, great to have you in some form or shape during an election show. I know that you've taken a kind of sannyas from election commentary, but I'm sure you have a sense of what has happened this morning.
That's right.
both in Gujarat and in Himachal.
Vasu,
so give us a sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Yogendra.
Yeah. Vasu, it's come to a point where honestly I didn't actually know what was happening to the results till your colleague came and told me. So I actually am beginning to wonder, why do people spend so much time analyzing elections? It's so much of my previous life now. But just to come back to the big question that you posed, which is about what happened and let's take the 3 states together. My own sense, Vasu, is that all the 3 states had the same incumbent party. In all the 3 states, and I'm counting Delhi as a state, in all the 3 states,
I was wondering when you said
there was anti-incumbency, quite clearly, latent or manifest. Yeah, so I'm counting Delhi as well.
Okay.
In all the 3 states, there was anti-incumbency. All the 3 states, the government wasn't very competent. However, we have 3 very different results. In Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party scrapes through. Did slightly worse than it could have done, but basically because they had a clear message, they had a clear messenger, they had a leader, and there was only one challenger to the BJP. In Himachal, again, there is only one challenger to the BJP. The party did not have a leader. I mean, frankly, I think Congress could have done slightly better than it has because the anger against the ruling party was quite strong in Himachal.
As in a more emphatic
Congress has
result.
won, it seems, but it could have done a little better. The real thing is Gujarat, and Gujarat shows us the face of what can happen in this country. The Aam Aadmi Party makes it a mission to damage the Congress. So the BJP's long-term objective of a Congress Mukta Bharat and Aam Aadmi Party's short-term objective of attacking the Congress wherever possible results in a complete landslide for the BJP. I don't have the vote share, but my sense is that the BJP hasn't improved in terms of its vote share. Its vote share is about the same as it was.
It has.
It's just that the opposition vote is very seriously fragmented.
So very quickly, Yogendra, just on the factual point, the BJP actually has improved its vote share, and this is one of the big stories of today. They're actually up by almost 5 percentage points. They're at about 55%. The Congress has, of course, as we understand, collapsed. A large chunk of it has gone to the Aam Aadmi Party, and some of it has also gone to the BJP.
So it's more than just the opposition being fragmented. There's a bigger story that's emerging here, isn't there?
That's right. I thought BJP's vote share wasn't going up dramatically, but 5 points is a very serious improvement if that is the case, and if that holds till the afternoon. As you know, vote share figures change towards the afternoon, so let's wait for that. But my sense is that what you need is not only a united opposition, you need a message, you need a messenger. My own sense is that Congress did not have a message, Congress did not have a messenger. And if you want to take on the BJP, you need to challenge their narrative, but you also need to change the way in which you contest election. And since I'm speaking from Kota, Rajasthan, Kota, which is famous for its examination industry, allow me to say something. You know, BJP has done to Indian elections what Kota has done to Indian examinations. In my days when I used to study, I would just read the textbook, go and give examination. But Kota, as you know, has changed everything. Similarly, now you cannot simply hold a few rallies, give a general message and hope to win election. Now you really need Panna Pramukh, you really need targeted messaging, you need an army of social media. And unless the opposition can organize something of that kind, it has a tough time ahead. But the positive message that comes from Himachal and Delhi is that you actually can defeat BJP. BJP is vulnerable, provided the opposition is there, has a message, has a messenger, has a machine.
Exactly. And now, Yogendra, you are on this Bharat Jodo Yatra, and that brings me to the next question, which is that the Congress keeps saying the Bharat Jodo Yatra is not about winning elections and it's disconnected from that. But what kind of a message does that send? A political party must win elections at the end of the day. It's not an NGO, it is a political party. So therefore, can they just de-link it in this way? Was it a mistake for them to just sort of give up on Gujarat even before the election had started? The whole party machinery has been focused on Rahul Gandhi's yatra, and then they're saying that it's not to win elections. It's not that they don't have a machinery. It's there. It's walking behind you.
Nithi, it is true that it is a political yatra. Any yatra organized by a political party has to be a political yatra. The only question is whether your political objective is somewhat in the medium range or it's a short range. To my mind, connecting this yatra to Himachal and to Gujarat would have been suicidal when the entire preparation began. If the Congress had begun 2 years ago, that could have been a different story. But given when they began, it was neither prudent nor advisable in any sense to connect this yatra's fate to Gujarat and Himachal. And it was wise. I mean, accidentally, it also so happens that none of these states fall on the yatra route. But if it was a decision, it was a wise decision to connect. But you are absolutely right. In the medium and the long run, these things cannot be detached from electoral outcomes. If this yatra is about challenging 2024, not necessarily every small state election that comes on the way. I can understand, but yes, it has to be geared towards 24, and it cannot only be a yatra. You can do a wonderful yatra and do very bad elections at the same time. It has been a wonderful yatra, but a lot of serious follow-up is required. Quota style, as I say. You have to break it down. Enormous work has to go in to convert the energy of this yatra into elections, which should be a medium-term objective, but it's not a short-term objective.
Okay. Dorab has a question, Yogendra. Yes.
Finally, you have to compete in an election. I know there is a yatra. You can't lie down and say walk over me and then be surprised when you are walked over.
Or in this case, run over.
Yeah. Why not have the yatra in January 2023? Why now?
Dorab?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Sorry.
Perhaps they're thinking about induction effect.
One second.
Can you just repeat Dorab's question? Dorab is so soft that I can hardly hear him.
No, my question was that, if you do not, the yatra is that important and Gujarat election is not, then it's fine, because what you've done is that you laid down flat on the ground and said to the BJP, walk over me. And the BJP has said, thanks very much. Can you fight an election, as you said yourself, no program, no leader, nothing? And is the yatra that important that you you have the worst performance in history of the party in Gujarat because you had no time to fight an election?
Or information.
Dorab, now I get your question. I mean, it's a very good question for a congressman, especially because I do not believe that doing the yatra and fighting Gujarat election were two exclusive options. I mean, after all, Congress did fight Himachal along with the yatra. So something seriously must have gone wrong with Congress in Gujarat, and that is not just the yatra. I think even before the yatra began, what had gone wrong had already gone wrong. But your question, is yatra that important? I do believe, Dorab, because what is required in this country before we start quota style a preparation of examination or election is narrative shift. Currently, the BJP has captured the narrative in this country. Everything is Hindu-Muslim, everything is divisive, everything has been reduced to politics of hatred. So you need a narrative shift. And I expect this yatra to bring about that big narrative shift.
I can't hear all these things.
One sec. You will get a chance to respond. Just a second. Sorry, yes, Yogendra. Yes.
I think my friend, possibly from, I couldn't hear who it was, but it must be my friend from the BJP. Yes. And if that is the case, मैं कहता हूँ तीर निशाने पे लगा है, बहुत अच्छा है. The yatra must have done what it was meant to do.
But Yogendra,
like me, millions of people are not understanding where
you will come in. We have stopped him in the middle of the yatra. We will come to you, Yogendra. The question though remains, couple of things. I don't think there is a disconnect between a yatra and preparing for an election. The Congress had 5 years to prepare for this election. They could have fought this election tooth and nail, like you said, quota style, and then done the yatra after that between Gujarat and Karnataka. So there were many options. It's precisely the fact that the Congress doesn't do that you wrote famously that the Congress must die and that there must be something else that comes up. I know you've been questioned on this many times, but you're now walking with them. As someone who's now got that proximity,
Vasu, if the question
surely
is,
don't you think this is the kind of suicidal behavior?
Earlier, then my answer is yes. Yeah. So if the question is, should the yatra have happened much earlier? My answer is, of course, yes. A lot of things must have happened, should have happened much earlier. Has Congress done what should have been done in the last 3.5 years? No, Congress hasn't done that.
No, my question was this, Yogendra.
Yeah.
My question was not so much, I'm saying there were many modalities. I'm saying there is a sense in which the Congress does political harakiri every time, which is what led you to famously write that piece or make that, take that position. What do you think? What has changed for you that you now actually see, something that sort of has drawn you to them, given the fact that they continue to appear to do the same harakiri?
Two things, Vasu. There must be someone from the Congress on the panel, and please pose all those questions to that Congress spokesperson. From my side, I would say two things. Two things have changed. Number one, The country has changed. From 2019, when I said that with deep anguish, I said, if you can't take on BJP in a general election, to mar jao isse acha hai. That's basically what I had said. Deep sense of anguish and pain at the manner in which there was almost a walkover in 2019. Now, what has changed? Number one, the situation in the country is much, much, much worse than it was. Home Minister of the country says, in 2002 mein humne sabak sikhaya tha. You have 370. You have rapists and murderers being garlanded. You have bulldozer raj.
The full thing.
So we are at the edge. The country has changed. And
yes. Completely.
And second, what has happened is that Congress has taken a very big initiative. Congress is on the road, and the Congress leader is taking on the RSS on the street. Congress leader is talking about crony capitalism. Congress leader is talking about poverty and unemployment, the kind of things I wanted them to speak about. And if in the midst of this, जैसे कहते हैं घर में आग लगी है इस वक्त, और अगर कोई बाल्टी पानी की लेके आ रहा है, उसकी बाल्टी लाल रंग की है, पीले रंग की है, परसों मेरा उससे झगड़ा हुआ था, परसों मैंने कहा था तुम मर जाओ, लेकिन आज अगर वो पानी की बाल्टी लेके आ रहा है, that person is my friend, my brother, my colleague. I'm very happy and proud to be part of that initiative. And tomorrow, if someone else does something like this, I would very happily join that as well.
Yogendra Yadav, thank you for stopping and speaking to us in the midst of this yatra. Meanwhile, a quick news update, and then Mr. Ghosh, I'll get you to respond to what Yogendra was saying, which is that the Congress is planning to move its MLAs from Himachal to Chandigarh. And then and then probably on to Chhattisgarh after that. Sunil Prabhu is at the Congress headquarters now with the Congress secretary in charge of Himachal. Sunil, firstly,
is this breaking news confirmed?
When are they actually going to move their MLAs from there?
Because remember also MLAs, these people have not necessarily won, these are leads.
So they'll have to wait.
Holiday regardless.
Yeah, so they have been told, Srinivasan and Nidhi, that as soon as the certificate is received, that they must immediately report to Chandigarh. And I'm joined by the ACC secretary who's looking after Himachal. Many congratulations. Why are you doing this?
Thank you. Well, everybody knows that what the BJP is doing in the whole of the country. So we are fearing that something cannot be happen. So we are trying our best to place our MLAs at a safer place so that everybody should elect their own leader with independence.
So when you're saying safer place, Chandigarh is safe for you, or you're going to take them to a place in Rajasthan or Chhattisgarh?
I am not saying you that Chandigarh or Rajasthan or Chhattisgarh. I am saying that कि हम पहले सभी को इकट्ठे कर रहे हैं और उसके बाद हमने ये डिसाइड करना है कि उनको कहाँ रखना है, क्योंकि ये आपको पता ही है जब कोई ऐसे लोग आ जाते हैं तो हम लोगों को अपने दरवाजे खिड़कियाँ अच्छी तरह बंद कर लेनी चाहिए ना. हम जीत रहे हैं तो इनको जीत बर्दाश्त नहीं होती है, इनका ये जो ट्रेंड है, तो उसको रोकने के लिए हम एक प्रिकॉशन है.
So Mr. Hooda as well as Mr. Bhupesh Baghel and others will come to Chandigarh and not go to Shimla as planned?
No, we are planning to go to Chandigarh, है ना. We will have a meeting there. Mr. Hooda, me, Mr. Rajiv Shukla ji जो हमारे इंचार्ज हैं, तो Mr. Baghel, है ना. We will sit down there and decide the next course of action.
And in terms of who will be the chief minister, is it clear who's going to be? Because that is the issue, because then they will try to break your MLAs, because there is clearly factions within Pratibha faction, there's a Sukhu faction, there's other factions there.
I tell you one thing, there is no faction. I tell you, if the factionism was there, so we can't win, because we unitedly fight this election और पूरी तरह से हम लोगों ने सभी ने इकट्ठे होकर काम किया है. तो इट्स ए गॉड ग्रेस कि हमारे पास जो जितने भी कैंडिडेट हैं सीएम बनने के लिए वो सभी वेल क्वालिफाइड हैं. तो दैट इज द प्रोग्रेटिव ऑफ हाई कमांड एंड द एमएलएस, वो जिसको भी इलेक्ट करेंगे उसको.
Who do you think is the most, who's got the most support right now?
I can't comment now because we have to take care of MLA's consent and then the high command, Congress President Sonia ji, Priyanka ji, Rahul ji and Shukla ji, ये सभी बैठ के डिसाइड करेंगे.
And one last question, in terms of have you heard of anybody MLA being approached already by the BJP, or nobody has so far, or just taking precautions?
No. It is only a precaution. I tell you one thing. Our MLAs are very dedicated. We had given the tickets to the dedicated congressmen who were from the last so many years with the associated with our party. So we are not taking at that time when we allotted the tickets. We take this precaution. We take.
But you saw in Goa, even after taking the, went to various temples and churches, they still broke. So how are you so sure that?
I tell you, that is the history. Now कांग्रेस में आपको बता रहा हूँ कि कांग्रेस का रिवाइवल होने जा रहा है और 224 का ये आगाज है और हिमाचल से आगाज होगा और ये देवी देवताओं की भूमि है और आपको ये जान के भी मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि सबसे पहले कांग्रेस का जो रिजल्ट आया जीतने वाला वो माता चिंतपूर्णी की कृपा से माता चिंतपूर्णी वाली सीट से आया तो वहाँ से हमारे कैंडिडेट बबलू जीते हैं तो इट मीन्स वो बहुत ही भगवान का हमारे ऊपर आशीर्वाद है और कांग्रेस का रिवाइवल होने जा रहा है।
गुजरात में योर वर्स्ट परफॉर्मेंस
That is there are I know only Himachal. I worked in Himachal being an co in charge of Himachal. तो मैं तो हिमाचल की बात कर रहा हूँ तो हिमाचल से कांग्रेस का रिवाइवल शुरू होगा और आप 224 में देखना कांग्रेस का।
So here you have it. This is what the Congress is doing, taking all precautions at this present juncture to ensure that Operation Lotus is not successful in the state of Himachal. They've been, as Mr. Pavan and other people have said, once bitten, twice shy.
All right. Thanks very much indeed, Sunil Prabhu. So the MLAs are on the move. Bhaskar Da, BJP is looking most aggrieved.
See, that's what I just was listening. Whenever Congress fails in Goa, MLA was moved from there. In Madhya Pradesh, MLA was moved from there. And today, even it is now a couple of hours left, 6 to 7 hours more.
Congress has now gone down 36. 36-29. So Congress is actually now, because it's going back and forth, narrow margins, it's much tighter now.
Yeah, also you're smiling, but it's not a good thing for democracy. The way governments have fallen and
Congress do not have a control on their own MLAs, and before declaration of the Big Four declaration, they are just been.
They all heard their inner voice suddenly, is it, and changed sides?
Yeah, I mean, I just heard that in Ranthambore they are observing their president's or ex-president's birthday, and on one side they are just taking the camp in Chandigarh.
No, so BJP has already started calling up MLAs. And
that is what we heard actually in the morning. Yes.
Yeah, but not a single.
Delhi councillors are being called.
Not a single MLA has come to the media and say, I got a call from such and such person and such and such time and this is the offer. No one. So it's again the same thing what happens to Congress in Goa and Madhya Pradesh. The same thing is happening.
Sir, but you're saying BJP has no role in this. Come on, let's not be naive. The BJP actively encourages these inducements. There are allegations of large amounts of cash being paid. Some of this has been caught on sting recordings. So I'm saying this is a part of the political reality of this country. BJP cannot claim to be above this.
Basu, it is very sad that we have a BJP representative who is very, very happy about this state of affairs. Actually, this whole anti-defection thing came about because at one point we had reached that stage where MLAs could be bought, MPs could be bought. And there was, the BJP was absolutely in the forefront of this fight so that the Congress doesn't buy up people. If you remember, Bhajan Lal was famous.
Who has taken the anti-defection law? Not BJP.
The boot is on the other foot. We have the BJP, in fact, taking it to, it's on Congress on steroids almost, and they are quite happy in, buying up people. So a narrow victory is no longer a victory. You could easily then,
it could just flip completely, and that's exactly why they're flying their people out.
There's an election after an election.
But Srinivasan ji, let me tell you, in the Maharashtra case also, there's a lot of allegation was there. BJP is doing purchasing. Not a single MLA has come in front of the media or in the court of law that I have been pressurized.
Which agency is ever going to probe allegations of BJP paying bribes? Can you name one agency which will be able to do it?
They could go to the court of law.
No, but I'm saying, sir, can you name one? So many allegations have been made. Has the agencies ever gone and probed Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh?
Just for the sake of the logic or debate, If no agency is there, court of law is there, they can get the court of law, they can convince the court and take the order, the agency should probe it.
Okay. So it's on, but it will take 5 to 6 years.
We've got Pawan Verma joining us as well.
Madam, the problem is that they have not, they cannot, they can always give the allegation, but they have not proved a single case against BJP as on date.
Yes, because as I said,
go to court.
The judicial system is so swift in this country. Prove ho jayega jaldi se. Pawan Verma, your take on today's elections. What is your takeaway from both Gujarat and Himachal? Himachal still in play though.
I take Gujarat, Delhi and Himachal together, and I believe that we have to desegregate the results. You see, Gujarat was a walkover for the BJP, and to its credit, it has maximized that walkover, broken its own record, completely decimated the opposition. So Gujarat is sui generis. Now, what is significant is, and it's not too much a cause of optimism, but it's significant, that it's the same Narendra Modi and his charisma and his towering personality. It's the same BJP organizational strength and all the other subsidiary powers it can summon. And yet, in Delhi, for instance, in the MCD polls,
Aam Aadmi Party.
Aam Aadmi Party, in spite of...
Pawan, sorry, just to interrupt to say, on Gujarat, we have the Chief Minister. First pictures we are getting of the Chief Minister of Gujarat, who is distributing laddus, sweets. This could be coming in from BJP office. And he's one of the men of the match today. Wasn't seen or heard to the extent that the Prime Minister was. But is he now set? He could well be coming back for 5 years. Bhupendra Patel.
He's swearing in on Sunday.
Swearing in is already, there are some reports, yes, that the swearing in has already been fixed. That's also, sorry, that's Bhupendra Patel, C.R. Patil, BJP state president, who's a member of parliament actually from Dorab, Navsari. So, you're Surat.
We also have Pawan Khera of the Congress joining us. But Pawan Verma, please do finish your point. Then we'll go across to Pawan Khera. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, very quickly. So in Delhi, it's very clear that people also give a certain amount of weightage to performance and promises of credible delivery, in spite of everything that is going in favor of the BJP. And now come to Himachal. You see, Himachal was there for Congress to win. I don't think there has been any BJP government in any state which was facing that degree of anti-incumbency as the government in Himachal. Again. There was the old pension scheme. There was the Agniveer. There was a most, let us say, not very popular chief minister. And as one BJP MLA quipped to me, tongue-in-cheek, that even Rahul Gandhi did not campaign there. So, what I'm trying to say is that it was stacked against the BJP, and what is important is that the Congress has won, but narrowly. It should have been a much bigger margin. So net result, what do you see? I have two takeaways. So long as the opposition is divided, the BJP is the obvious, transparent winner. The opposition doesn't seem to understand this. I am in politics, but I am not in any political party because I despair with the opposition. They fight against each other even though they recognize that the BJP is the principal opponent. So that is the scene that is going to repeat itself across India unless the opposition understands that. And the second takeaway is, you've got to have a narrative and a leader who can match to some extent what Narendra Modi is to the BJP. Without that,
there's no credible, there's no one face that emerges. Pawan Khera is joining us from the Congress party this afternoon as well. Pawan, let me ask you about Himachal first, because I'm guessing that you'd rather talk about that before you talk about Himachal. I believe he's gone. Are we getting him back? All right, a little later, I'm told. Nalini Singh, just to take off on this point that Pawan Verma was making about the opposition being united. But when you look at Gujarat, again, the BJP has significantly improved its vote share. So in Gujarat, it's definitely more than just the opposition disunity which is at play. And that's the phenomenon that Neerja Chaudhary was saying that we need to try and understand about its performance.
Yeah, so I think that deep dive must start immediately, even for people who are not in politics, but what is happening. There are two things in Gujarat that every person from, somebody, let's say, thinking non-partisan person will say. The two things. One is there is extreme religiosity, and I say that with humility and with accepting. The second is complete Modi fever. So if you take these two, I don't know if they obtain in all parts of the country. In UP, you could have yogi fever, and you could have deep, I don't know if you have this kind of consolidated, homogeneous religiosity. But these are the beacons of our politics where we have to sit down and think. Now, if you are looking at what is really happening in states which are outside and disunity of the opposition, please look at the leaders who are actually what you're asking for. Leaders with a message and real leaders. Look at Stalin. Look at TRS, KCR. Look at Naveen, of course, would be on the fence a little bit, but Mamta Banerjee. A bit. So Mamta Banerjee, and if you look at Kerala, what I'm saying is, what will make these people come together? If Aam Aadmi Party, as you are saying, somebody was saying, was a little bit set up to damage the BJP in Gujarat,
right?
How will you, even a small party which calls itself small, if doing it, the others with such huge stakes and vested stakes in Indian politics, how will they? And that brings me to the point of what is Indian politics? There's too much money floating around.
Okay,
Mr. Ghosh is saying there no.
So if I may make a brief point on Gujarat, Gujarat is a very special state linked to Mr. Modi. And the last elections, please remember, there was a feeling in Gujarat that Modi has moved away from Gujarat. And there was a feeling that his successor as chief minister was somebody whom they didn't care much for.
Yeah.
And that is why the BJP fell, the Congress took that opportunity. But in Gujarat, Modi this time really went out of his way to prove a point. He really campaigned so vigorously.
Less than last time.
So,
that's the point I keep making.
No, but
we've got
no,
into
but
this
he put
narrative
it back
that it's
last
more.
time.
It was actually
after
less.
27 years of being in power, there has to be something more. I mean, it's phenomenal to do like the best ever.
Not less than last time.
Like the left.
Less than last time.
Well, like
Well,
the left
yeah,
in West
yeah,
Bengal.
34.
Sure.
Like the left in
34.
Last time
35
34,
years,
this
right?
time 27.
35 years.
Yeah.
Left Bengal, left did 35 years.
We have Rohan Gupta from the Congress as well. Vasu.
Rohan Gupta from the Congress joining us. Rohan, so it's like a mixed story. Let's start with Himachal. You are right now, I know it's changing all the time. 39, 26, you are approaching that comfort zone. So congratulations if that's the outcome. You may well have won Himachal, we don't know yet. But to the point Pawan Khera was making, that there was so much anger against the government that it should have been a much more emphatic victory.
Pawan Verma.
Not Pawan Khera, but
Pawan Verma was
Yes.
making. I beg your pardon. I got my Pawans mixed up. But we've been at it since 7 in the morning.
Forgive
You have
us.
to give us a little bit of a break.
Hava dusri Pawan.
Yes, Rohan. Sorry. Go ahead, Rohan. Rohan, you have to unmute.
Okay.
Man, I'll never miss Zoom.
So same is the case with me now. Yeah. So basically, now if you see Himachal, we are touching 40 seats now, and Gujarat, I think we are doing as per what we expected, not even near to that. See, I think if you interestingly see, both the states we had raised the same issues. We went with the promises in Himachal, we went with the guarantees to the people, and in Gujarat we went with the vachan to the people. But what I feel that Gujarat, when we spoke about the campaign, we went to constituency, we did the micro level campaigning. But at the end of the day, that atmosphere creation, which was required, which we thought that our micro campaign take care of that, I faltered there. That is that Himachal, where Priyanka ji strongly campaigned on ground, she was always there. So personally, I feel that when we have raised the same issues in both the states, somewhere we have failed in creating a larger narrative in Gujarat, which we could create in Himachal.
You don't concede at all that you completely threw the towel in Gujarat. You're also continuing to claim we fought a low silent. That's the.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So yes, maybe our strategy has failed. That doesn't mean that we were not in picture. That doesn't mean that our candidates have not put the brave effort. All of our candidates, they fought very brave elections. But at the end of the day, I think somewhere our strategy has failed. That Mr. Modi, who campaigned there for last 72 hours, doing the road shows and all, we thought that our micro campaign of going to people and delivering our vachan and all, I think we have failed or miscalculated that. We would have been more aggressive as far as the campaign is concerned in last few days. That is what we did in Himachal. Himachal, our campaign picked up in last few days, where Gujarat, now if I compare, last 72 hours, I think, came down drastically.
All right, okay.
2 points. First of all, he's diluting the entire gravity of the case that campaigning is the issue for which we got the Gujarat. It's not that. The Gujarat is the development models. They have also PV factor, that is Priyanka Vadera factor over there. We have a different PV factor over there. So there's a performance factor was the P for performance and P for Priyanka Vadera over there. Now the question is, in Gujarat, we have proven that consistent work of Mr. Modi from setting up a statue of Vallabhbhai Patel to inaugurating
Mr. Modi is not the chief minister, but anyway.
No. Yeah. Being a prime minister and giving attention to the most developed state, of one of the most developed state of India, he has already brought 4 big projects, the Boeing projects, the manufacturing of the Boeing and facility projects, and all this project that has got a
from
direct
Maharashtra,
impact.
By the way, which some of them were from Maharashtra. Maharashtra was most aggrieved, which is also one of your states.
Dorab had a point to make about Himachal, where it's 39-26.
So it is not a campaigning factor which is important for us to
think while Himachal is showing 39-26, we should still be careful because almost half the seats have only counted half the rounds. So there are lots to count.
So Himachal
half the seats, sorry, repeat that?
About half the seats, about 35 seats have only counted about
half the
8 rounds.
Okay.
So, there's lots of more to come. No, they counted more. Some have counted 3 or 4 results
and
actually.
are the margins still close in many of these?
Why would why would it still be so slow though? Because Himachal, it's a small state.
There is no reason. Just probably in some place they're counting 5 constituencies, another place 10. But the pressure is greater. There's no real reason why. You see how the results of American elections come. We watch them. We watch them live, coming instantly.
Right.
I mean, I don't see why we can't have that, but that's the way it is.
Right.
Okay.
We also have. Can we go to Ankit Tyagi? We're trying to just patch Ankit up because the Chief Minister is arriving at the BJP headquarters in any moment now. The state BJP president is also with him. Let's go live to those pictures now from the BJP headquarters. There, of course, the BJP is planning a big event in Delhi at the Delhi BJP office this evening, which is now a tradition when they do win big state elections. So, Vasu, we'll see the Prime Minister go there in the evening around 6 is what we're told. There'll be a big speech to party workers, etc. And of course, the BJP will go to town with this huge victory in Gujarat today, whichever way Himachal may go. Certainly, I mean, having Himachal in their kitty would make it an even sweeter victory. Let's see what happens there, because as Dorab rightly says, Himachal is still very much in play.
Yeah, let's stay on these pictures. These are dramatic pictures of the BJP leadership arriving at the party office, and there you see the Chief Minister emerging at BJP office. Okay, so that is that because it's such a media scrimmage that it's hard to tell. That is the Chief Minister? Is it not? So Bhupendra Patel has arrived at the BJP office. Bhupendra and Narendra, that was the combination that seems to have worked in Gujarat. But Geeta ji, is very interesting because Bhupendra Patel, first time MLA, very low profile. He's a builder. His background is a builder. When I was in Ahmedabad, I asked, it's a kind of mid-level construction company that he runs. Doesn't have that kind of political experience that you would have assumed that someone who would be catapulted to the Chief Minister's post and is picked up and put there.
But his role as his performance.
Right, and now it's confirmed, sorry Geetaji, that now BJP government, it could well be Bhupendra ji himself,
Well, that's what Amit Shah had committed to before the election.
Will be taking oath on 11th or 12th.
That's Sunday or Monday.
December.
So Sunday or Monday is when the oath taking will take place. Yes, Geeta Bhatt, go ahead.
Sorry, before that, can we vote on which day? Can we vote on for the Monday?
For the Monday. I know
you
why.
It doesn't matter for you.
Doesn't matter.
You don't escape the weekend.
I will.
Geeta ji, please communicate, and Bhaskar da, please communicate from the media side. I think Monday is a good day for swearing in. Acha, Shubh Arambh hoga.
A different team is there, parliamentary bodies are there to decide which is the date and the time.
No, but I thought decisions also are taken invoking higher powers.
On television, if you declare that Monday
if you say
is
Monday
a good
for
day.
Sunday ko hi hoga. Now keep quiet. Yes, Geeta ji.
No, that in a way it also shows that now political parties, that their model has to be, they have to work 24/7. And that is what, the way in the discussion it was coming again and again. One point actually with respect to Gujarat, or in terms of the way political parties have been functioning in last decades in this country.
No, but I was on the CM.
Yes, I am coming to CM.
Yes.
See, he also, because of his track record and, the way he was perceived as someone, with a very good image. And of course, the factor that, being a Patel was also, which we have discussed earlier, that also was an important factor, because all communities, they have to have a certain share of representation in the government. And that is the reason that he was chosen. And he's been, doing very well ever since he took oath, and his cabinet also. Also, this is being discussed that, the political parties, opposition political parties, they need to come together. And
we'll
because BJP is the main opponent,
I
just give me 10 seconds. That BJP is the main opposition party. So why this perception that all other political parties, they have to come together against BJP is mainly because of the ideology. It is the ideological factor.
It's the same when the Congress was the dominant party, everybody united against the Congress. We need to just, Geeta ji, we need to go to, I'm saying the action now, Gandhinagar, Ankit is there, BJP office, where the CM has just come. Ankit, over to you. If you can hear us.
Vasu, the Chief Minister, and the President of Gujarat, BJP, C.R. Patil, both have arrived here. They've just come and waved, in fact, the victory sign and have gone inside. What we are being told is that they are now planning a press conference here, and in a short while from now, Harsh Sanghvi, the Home Minister, is also expected to reach here. So the senior leaders have started coming in. They are waiting, for other leaders to in fact also arrive here. But three big leaders from Gujarat, those who are going to gain maximum out of this victory, of course, apart from Narendra Modi and Amit Shah at the central level, is the Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel, who just 1 year back was one-time MLA who was straight away made the Chief Minister. The BJP had declared that he's going to continue as the Chief Minister after his victory. And of course, the young leader of the BJP, the Home Minister Harsh Sanghvi, and also C.R. Patil, micromanaged this entire campaign, was deputed to make sure that the rebels sit down. It was also monitoring on day-to-day basis. So these three are going to get a big push in their image as the Chief Minister has arrived. I mean, as I told you earlier, the celebrations are on. By every passing minute, here the BJP headquarters coming up. There is no space to stand. You are literally standing on your toes because of the number of people who are coming in right now. So the big heroes for the BJP's victory in Gujarat, this historic victory, have started trickling in as far as the Gujarat headquarters of BJP is concerned.
Ankit, we're staying on this with your live shots. I know you can't hear anything we're saying, so I'm just going to keep talking.
All the best.
All the best, as they say. Ajoy Bose wants to make a quick comment while we're on these pictures.
Just put a dampener on the BJP jubilation, understandable, of course, in Gujarat.
Oh no, why?
Just a dampener. That there have been 6 assembly by-polls across India. And
You're
in
talking
none
today.
of them, and in none of them,
You're talking
the
of today,
BJP
today's by-poll.
Today's by-poll results. And there are some significant ones, particularly the Khatoli election, where
Actually,
there
that's
was
important.
a sitting
In
and
Uttar
it's a
Pradesh.
very,
Yeah.
very powerful,
Western Uttar Pradesh.
in East, where the RLD candidate, and this is the Samajwadi RLD alliance, which is the only opposition now to Yogi Adityanath's BJP. And this time, and since I'm interested in Dalit politics and have been following the rise and fall of Mayawati, Chandrasekhar Azad, who did very badly in the assembly polls because his seat alliance, this time he actually went back and actually campaigned for the RLD candidate in Khatoli, where there is a large BSP, where there is a large, Dalit constituency, about 50,000 votes or more. So it's an interesting, reflection.
Yeah, he lost his deposit
against
Yogi Adityanath.
Yeah. There are all these interesting questions. But the big picture is on our screen. Look at that. That is one, as I said, one of the captains of the match, Chief Minister of Gujarat, may well continue to be as Chief Minister of
Although Amit Shah
Gujarat
had said on record before, while they were campaigning, that he was going to become
the
Chief Minister.
the
now,
face.
he
But
just
that's I just want to mention one
But
point.
that's the point. No, but that's what I was asking Geeta ji. That when you look at Bhupendra Patel, is he someone you could turn around and say is the man who has delivered you 155 seats? The best performance ever? No, but I'm asking. He is technically the Chief Minister.
No, it is a collective. You see, it is a collective effort where the
regimental
party karyakartas, they are important. For example, choosing the candidates, like in Morbi. In Morbi, that is Kantilal Amrutia.
No, I know,
He
but
was
I'm
the
saying
one,
performance.
He's leading by almost 12,000 votes.
Performance
Earlier, he was not the sitting MLA. So
he was not sitting MLA because he lost
former
the
MLA.
No,
Former
that
MLA.
is the uniqueness of the party and Mr.
Performance
Modi.
of government.
Even
Performance
you
of
see
government
Maharashtra,
is that
Devendra
the gentleman
Fadnavis
who
was
delivered
created by
that
whom?
performance. That's what I'm asking.
by Mr. Modi.
Exactly.
Absolutely, no question.
And that's Mr. this present CM of Gujarat is also handpicked by Mr. Modi.
Yes.
And in Tripura by Mr. Modi. That's what the uniqueness of his leadership. That he knows where to pick up and where to put and where to get the results.
Is this,
one should have a research on that.
That is a very honest admission of high command culture.
Point of debate, one should
But
research.
Bhaskar, that is the very high command culture that all of you keep criticizing the Congress of. That Congress
Gujarat
is an
his own home state.
Here
and
in
Modi
here
has
in
already
Gujarat,
declared that
but
Gujarat
you
is
just said
made by
in
me.
But you said in Gujarat or everywhere it is handpicked by Mr. Modi. So it has got nothing to do with the
says in
MLAs.
West Bengal,
It has got nothing
you
to do with
forget
the people.
everyone and give me the
You know,
vote.
there was this
Then you don't
photograph-
criticize. But when
photograph-
Mr. Modi says, then you talk on that. How it is?
Vasuji, there was one photograph which came in Times of India which showed the 1995, chief ministerial oath ceremony, where Mr. Advani and Mr. Mahajan, everybody is sitting, on chairs, and Mr. Modi is sitting there on the ground right there. So this is what message is that a karyakarta can rise up to with
To the ranks of the
hard
prime
work
minister.
and caliber.
But we've got Pawan Khera,
This is not
Congress
unlike
joining
Congress.
us now
Yeah, exactly.
from
That's
the
the high
Congress
command culture he's talking
headquarters.
about.
Pawan Khera, we got to speak to you very briefly earlier. Things are becoming a little clearer now. Himachal is still in play. It looks like it's advantage Congress, but since so many seats still have some rounds to go and there are some close margins, we'll wait to call that. But firstly, how concerned are you about poaching attempts in Himachal? We believe you're moving your MLAs or you're planning to move them to Chandigarh. Tell us more about that first.
No, that's not true in the sense BJP is worried about their MLAs, their candidates. And I'm told that they are being shifted to Haryana. If you remember those videos that had leaked when the Prime Minister tried to quell dissidents in Himachal and he could not. So BJP is facing a big task ahead. They are worried about poaching, not that we are interested in taking any of their MLAs.
So you're not moving
but they
your
are
MLAs
worried.
because your
That's what
secretary
I'm
in charge
told.
of Himachal told us an hour
No, we
ago
don't
that
need
you are.
to. We don't need to. In case the BJP needs help, we can open some resorts in Rajasthan for them.
One second, Bhaskar, one at a time. No, Pawan, sorry. Actually, Sunil Prabhu was just speaking to one of your Himachal in charges, who
Mr.
actually
Mattu.
said, Mr. Mattu, who said that you are moving the MLAs out of Himachal to Chandigarh.
No, in case it's required, we will. But in case the BJP needs help with resorts in Rajasthan, we are ready to open our resorts also for them.
Okay, that was Tejinder Bittu who was speaking. So, okay, so you're not worried, and you think that you're in a comfortable place in Himachal, but what about the Gujarat debacle, Pawan Khera?
Yeah, Gujarat definitely doesn't look like good at all for us right now. Though we are waiting for a clearer picture to emerge in the sense the margins and the number of seats and so on and so forth. But as of now, Gujarat definitely comes as a shock.
Pawan, you've been, I mean, it comes as a shock, but what do you attribute, just, I mean, based on your initial assessment, this sweeping win of the BJP to and the rout of the Congress too? Because the last election, as we've been saying repeatedly, you all did really well in Gujarat. You put up a good fight. This time, you didn't fight. What happened?
Nidhi, there can't be just one factor responsible for a victory or a defeat. There are always a combination of several factors, and that has to be gone into, that has to be analyzed, and we must do that. In fact, that should be a seat-wise analysis in Gujarat, which we'll do, and we will definitely come back to you on this. But I can't attribute just one factor Pawan, for a victory or a defeat.
No, I'm saying here's a simple factor, that you did not fight this election. You barely fought this election.
No, that's an unfair remark. Yes, we did not spend millions on advertisements for media and social media. That I agree, but that's not that. We were following a different template this time.
No, I'm saying just compared to last time, where you actually fought the election. It's not about millions. It's like just how you put everything. Ji jaan laga ke koi party election.
Just that we were not visible in our advertisements.
Didn't happen now.
Vasu, if visibility on channels through advertisements and radio jingles is concerned, yes, we underspent. We did not spend enough. We didn't have the kind of money. But otherwise, on booth level, on the ground, we were there.
On the ground, like 2017, you were on the ground.
What is the campaign? Vasu, what is the campaign? Campaign is either on the ground or on media and social media. We were there on the ground. I know this for a fact.
But your top leaders
we may not have been there as much as other parties on channels and
Rahul Gandhi only went for one day, whom you consider your star campaigner, right?
So then why don't you ask me a direct question about, you should ask me a direct question about Rahul Gandhi not being there. The campaign, everybody was campaigning. Mr. Gehlot was there, Mr. Kharge was there, a lot of our leaders were there. 60, 70 big leaders were there traveling across the state. So if everything has to boil down on Rahul Gandhi, tomorrow if he goes there, you will say, oh, he's the only one going there. He's not the president. What is he doing there?
But he can be one of the people going there. No,
so
he didn't.
Let's just make up our minds about Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi has been assigned a different task by the party. Let me finish.
Look, you guys have a party cadre, Pawan. You guys have organization. You guys have been publicizing the Bharat Jodo Yatra, which is something that you're very much a part of.
Rahul Gandhi has been assigned a different task by the party. He is undertaking that task, which is the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So why should every task be assigned to just one leader? We have different leaders being handling different tasks. Rahul Gandhi is handling Bharat Jodo Yatra. He is participating in the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Okay, one sec. Dorab has a question for you, Pawan. Yes.
Mr. Khera, if the Prime Minister can find time to do 24 or 27 rallies or whatever it is, and road shows, in addition to running the country, fighting in Himachal, how come your leaders can't find the time? What are they doing? I mean, do you think the people will just say, "Arey wah, Congress aage, vote de do"? I mean, no effort to get the vote. You've done nothing actually. As I said to somebody, you've laid down on the ground and said, "Walk over us." And they said, thank you very much.
No, Dorabji, I just want to mention this Congress was somebody told the Jamindar's party that they used to say that this was my...
Let him respond. One at a time. We can't...
That's absolutely
no,
unfair remark.
The perceptions like that.
Prime Minister has, of course...
Yes, Pawan.
Prime Minister is full-time a campaigner. Well, he's not into governance. So fair enough, he has all the time to campaign. Everything is an event for him.
Sir,
for us, it's not an event. For us, it's a larger struggle. Rahul Gandhi is struggling to make the ideology sharpen. He's just trying to sharpen the ideology.
This kind of
I think that's a mammoth task.
Pawan, you have to win elections. Also, Himachal might go your way. But
yes, we are winning Himachal, and we assure you the next round of elections, you will see a lot of victories. We have won half of this. We'll win the complete next round.
Okay, but just one second. Nalini, just a second. Pawan, just hold on. Pawan, is there going to be any accountability for what happened in Gujarat? Not just against state, local, but any accountability for this. It's your worst performance ever.
On Mr. Kharge's debut.
Vasu, we've had, I don't know why you don't notice the accountability. Last time when we lost some by-elections, there was accountability and leaders were removed in Gujarat also, and even at the national level, action was taken. So, Congress is not the kind of party which doesn't fix accountability. It fixes accountability, acts on it also.
Okay, just Nalini Singh has a question. Pawan, sorry, you're in high demand. Yes, go
Pawan,
ahead.
very quickly, what would you, let's put it another way.
Sure.
What would you do differently? What would the Congress do differently? What should it have done specifically, not not in platitudes, but what would you do differently?
Specifically, yes. All right. Yes.
I think what we need to learn from the BJP is how to manage the media. I think that's where we are lagging behind, and that's some lessons we need to
Come
learn.
on, Pawan.
Seconds before I leave, I think I want to answer. He is a very astute politician. I must ask you two things, Mr.
You're
Khera.
praising
As
him.
you
That's
told
nice.
that he is not a campaigner, he is a performer. The whole world is seeing his performance. And second, media. He once told that he never till now has done any kind of media presentations or media debates or something. Press conference. Why? Because he always say we are the hard worker and we'll answer to our work. And in Gujarat, why don't you accept we have answered to our work? Put the Gujarat in the top 10 state of this country.
Okay, let him
and
respond.
Why do you fail to do that?
Bhaskar,
Why
let
don't
him
you accept
respond.
that?
Arey, let him respond now. Na, come. Pawan.
Sorry, who was that? I don't know who was
sorry,
that.
that was
because
Bhaskar.
these days it's very difficult to find out if it's an anchor or the BJP spokesperson. So I don't know who it was.
Oh my God! Shots fired, Pawan. That was actually Bhaskar Ghosh of the BJP, who was.
I think we have debated.
Oh, thankfully it was the BJP, not the channel. Sorry. Okay.
And with the facts and figures.
Got that in.
No, Mr. Bhaskar.
Not always anchors does it.
I don't have to.
Not always anchor does it, but we do it with the facts and figures. We can say the GDP growth. We can say all the indexes.
On live camera, I don't want you. I'm sure even you don't want me to reveal how media gets managed by Mr. Narendra Modi and his ecosystem. I'm sure on this channel you don't want me to start revealing things. We all know how it happens. So please don't force me to open my mouth.
Why did you practice that if you know that how it happens?
No. You can say whatever you want on this or any channel, but anyway.
Why don't you try?
Let him respond. No, Pawan, would you like to his claim is he's not a performer in the sense he's a high performer.
I'm not here
Look
for
at
a
how
debate.
well Gujarat has flourished or thrived under the BJP.
No, we have to learn from the Prime Minister and not debate with the rivals. I think this is one more thing I need to learn from
that's
their
fighting.
ecosystem.
If you choose,
so why should I get into a debate?
I want to stop communicating, then that would be a sad day. If that's the way that you see the thing progressing.